what should I do if I have a plumbing emergency in the middle of the night? So you definitely want to have a list of plumbers and emergency services with you in case something like this would ever to happen. Someone that you trust in an emergency. You're not going to have time to spend time finding who do you trust and which company do you want to use. So you want to have a relationship with that company prior to that moment happening, and inevitably most people at one stage or another will have one form of emergency or the other, whether it's electricity or the plumbing or a gas leak or whatever it may be, or a blocked drain. So it's good to have those numbers prior. So depending on the situation, you'd want to, if it's a water leak, then you'd want to go straight to your water meter and turn it off right away. And then go back to your area, try to isolate the area as much as possible, put a bucket down, put some towels down, and call your emergency help straight away. And if it's a gas leak, then turn your gas off right away. Open all your houses and windows, and if you feel like, it's really like if you feel like the gas could be inside the house, then we would recommend that you step outside of the house until a plumber arrives to come and see what's going on and see if they can fix the situation. We do recommend leave the windows and doors and everything open and let everything filter out. And again, just turn the gas off. So, most plumbing emergencies, plumbers will be able to come and unblock your drains, will be able to, fix any burst pipes around the house. That's a good thing about there being an Australian standard, because throughout of Australia there's a certain standard. We will carry most of the equipment with us and the pipes and replacement parts, because every house is a standard house. So most of the time we'll have everything with us to be able to repair that thing on the spot for you. What are the common signs of a blocked drain? Blocked drains is, whether you're outside in your backyard and the water's not flowing very easily, or in your toilet, or you might hear some gurgling noises as you flush. These ones, they're getting close to getting blocked. Or you can see that the water's not flowing easily. If there's a big rainfall and all the downpipes and everything's just overflowing, when you're using the bathtub or the sink, it's very slow to drain. Then you can start to notice that, okay, it's getting to a point where the drains are getting blocked. What is the best plumbing material used? So all plumbing material should have the Australian standard tag. So before someone can bring something into Australia, they have to get it standardized, checked that this is up to Australian standards before you're allowed to bring into the country, especially when it comes to parts, materials, things that can hurt people and damage people. And so there should be an Australian standards approval, and you'll have like a rating system. So plumbing usually has something called a 3-star WELS rated. So that's 3-star WELLS rated. If it's got 3-star WELS rated, then you know that that product is at minimum standards. You can get higher star ratings, but at minimum it should be 3-star WELS rated. So if you go down to your Bunnings or your stores or suppliers of any kind, it should have the word 3-star WELS rated on your plumbing supplies. And there'll be another thing on the side of your equipment that says pressure limit 500 kPa. So you want the maximum pressure it can take to be at least 500. And then most of the equipment that you want to be using. So if you use reputable suppliers like Reese, they do hundreds and hundreds and thousands of products. Reese, because they've got products that have been tested over time and their suppliers have been tested over time, you don't get the defects that you get from a lot of other suppliers, because their product has gone through years and years of usage, and we know that, well, those really work, customers are happy. And new suppliers or suppliers that are not so well known, their stock can be, when it does come in, the manufacturers have not been vetted, they haven't been tested over time to see, is their quality of work, is their quality of product really great. how quickly can I expect holy mess emergency repairs, or how quickly can I expect an emergency plumber to arrive? So plumbers, at best case, will arrive within half an hour to 45 minutes. On average, it's looking at 2 to 3 hours will arrive to your house. So if you just get in on time, most plumbers should arrive within the hour. Can you help with burst pipe repairs? We certainly can. So again, there is a great thing about Australian standards, that all throughout Australia we've got these standards of size of pipe, type of metal, type of fittings we use. It's like a standard all around, and we don't deviate from that standard. The good thing about having a standard is when we come to your house, we know what to expect. We know our utes are filled with years and years of experience, and through that experience we filled our utes with the right kind of equipment. So whether it's plastic or metal or burst pipes or gas leaks or whatever it may be, we would have almost everything to be able to fix that for you on the spot. And there are times where if your pipe is an older pipe, like a galvanized pipe, and it's starting to rust and there's a burst in the pipe, because we're trying to fix a pipe that's already not in great condition or rusting, and every time we try to weld a new pipe to the old one, it may not weld, and it keeps melting or breaking or rusting through. So we may have trouble in that situation. In that situation, we recommend that we change the entire length of the pipe until we get to 2 points where we can make it strong, where there's 2 strong points where we can make our new copper stick to it. Will you install heat pumps? Yes, we will. So over our, many years of working in Canberra, due to the weather changes, the hot and cold and seasonal weather, we find heat pumps. Not only are there not many people that repair heat pumps in Canberra, but we find the hot and cold, people don't get much usage out of heat pumps in Canberra as they'd like. There's many places, in Australia, in the hotter areas, where you may get a whole year of warm water out of it. But in Canberra, we find that people only get about 3 months of the year, and then because of the hot and cold temperature fluctuations, they break down quite easily. They don't last very long. So we will do them, but it comes with a warning that you may expect all year round hot water. You won't get for more than like 3 to 4 months a year. And you may expect that it may last 10, 12, 15 years, but because of the fluctuations, they do break down quite often, in our experience anyway. Alright, thanks Canberrans.